Toxicity. You already know what it is. You've been on the receiving end of it. You've dished it out. You've been in between it like two parents arguing. You've called somebody a racial slur. Somebody's called you a homophobic slur. You've seen someone get told to off themselves. This is part of the mix. But some people have differing opinions on toxicity. Some people want it absolutely abolished. They absolutely despise it. They want it monitored like a fucking tyrannical government system. On the other hand, you have people who fucking absolutely love toxicity and want it to stay forever. They want negativity everywhere. They don't give two fucks about who it hurts. They only care about the destruction and chaos, and while the voice chat or the text chat is being absolutely bonkers toxic, they sit back in that chair rubbing their hands together with a bucket of popcorn like, oh ho ho, this shit is getting good. And all I gotta say is that I'm here for it. I absolutely love toxicity. I love when people get flamed. I love flaming people in voice chat or text chat. It makes no difference to me. Although that voice chat thing is weird because it's very easy to get banned for that. Because there are some absolute total bitches who just sit there and wait. And when you send something that isn't appropriate, they're already, oh man, let me write this report and get you banned. Fucking absolute pussy. But let me deviate from the main topic of this video to tell you a story about my toxicity. So, like a lot of people, I started my toxicity journey with Call of Duty, I mean, if you know, you know, but although unfortunately I was a bit too young to have started during Modern Warfare 2. I wish I was, but like I was 3 at that time, and more so I grew up with Call of Duty Ghost Advanced Warfare around that time. It was still pretty toxic around that time, but those days were a bit more iconic than when I was my toxicity journey. So my toxicity, it started off pretty simple, pretty simple shit like calling somebody trash, saying I'm your mother, or anything in regards to that. But it didn't start getting real bad until I found out the F word. When I had the F word, I swear, I had all the power in my hand. I feel like Thanos when he got all 5 of the fucking Infinity Stones. I snapped my fingers and nobody could ever stand in my way. I had all the power in the world. And it only got more powerful when I moved on to different games, When I got out of Call of Duty, because at that time, Call of Duty was moving on to the next generation of consoles when Ghost and Advanced Warfare was coming out, and I didn't have an Xbox One at that time. But it didn't really truly matter because people were still playing Ghost and Advanced Warfare and some of the older Call of Duties too. So I remember I went back to some of the older Call of Duties. They were still populated. It still got pretty toxic over there. Then I eventually made it to the game series that made me as toxic as I ever could be, and that was Dark Souls. So around that time, I'm pretty sure Dark Souls 3 was not out yet. It was pretty much Dark Souls 1, 2, and Bloodborne, but unfortunately, since PlayStation exclusive, Bloodborne was a PlayStation exclusive, so us Xbox players and PC players just had to stay with Dark Souls 1 and 2 until Dark Souls 3 eventually came out in 2016. But it was still, Dark Souls 1 and 2 are still pretty populated. I spent more time on Dark Souls 2 than anything, but I spent a good amount of time on Dark Souls 1. And that's where I started the toxicity getting more powerful. Hate mail was probably the most satisfying thing to receive and to send out. That's when I developed my love for the Souls game. I fucking loved invasions. I loved invading people. I love stomping people. I love killing gankers. I love receiving hate mail. I love sending it out. Everything in between. I almost forgot, but I had a short stint with GTA 5 Online, and this was the beginning of GTA 5 Online, like pure out of the box 2013. Game just dropped, got home, played the online for the first time. You kind of just had to be there to experience that. I had the like the weird PlayStation 3 microphone. This was when I still had a PlayStation 3 at the time, but man, it was very fun to troll people on GTA Online, blow people's cars up and shoot random people. It was a time to be alive around that time. Time. You keep hearing that word, time. But back to the toxicity career. After all that, around like 2016, 2017, what Call of Duties were out at that time? Oh, Infinite Warfare and World War II and Black Ops 3 in 2015. I didn't have an Xbox One, so, and the funny thing is I could have got one, but my young ass decided to get a 3DS instead. And looking back, I think before a couple of years ago, I did regret that purchase, getting that for Christmas, because like I missed out on all those Call of Duties. But now I actually don't regret that purchase because I modded that 3DS. But I'm getting off topic. Back to what I was talking about. I had the 3DS at the time. I didn't get my Xbox One until 2018. But 2018 was when Fortnite started to blow up. And I kept a relatively clean slate when it came to that Fortnite. I didn't get that much more toxic or less toxic, but that Fortnite helped me discover my anger. Okay, I got very angry playing that game, and that really only added to the eventual toxicity that would happen when I discovered Smite for the first time. So I started playing Smite around mid season 5, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until about season 6, season 7, and that's when I started to play Conquest, and I really experienced what true toxicity was. Like I thought my Call of Duty lobbies were toxic. I came to Smite. I'm like, oh my goodness, these people are toxic for no reason. You got people yelling at you for not ganking their lane, or you didn't clear the solo laner's camp, his blue, so he can get it. Now he's struggling in lane. He's still level 1. I mean, he'd still be level 1, but he didn't get his blue. I mean, some characters really needed their blue. I mean, Guan Yu in Season 7, I mean, he really needed that fucking blue buff, or he was just going to sit in lane and tower and camp it because he had no mana to charge up his 3. Hell, and then you'd even get flamed for picking the wrong character. I mean, like, I think around that time, Hades and Anubis were pretty good in solo lane, and I remember one time I got flamed for picking the warrior. Like, oh my goodness, Hades is open. Why are you not picking Hades? Why are you picking what solo laners was I really playing around that time? I think I was playing a lot of Wukong, but yeah, damage, Hades, lifesteal, pretty rampant around that time. I'm getting off topic. I'm supposed to be talking about toxicity, but Smite was the most toxic game I ever played. I just seen people get yelled at by somebody in voice chat or somebody in text chat typing that they're bad. I mean, like, Jesus, I've never seen anything like it before, and I loved it. It was very funny, and this will bring me into my first point as to why I love toxicity, and it offers room for improvement. Now you're probably like, that really doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're getting yelled at by somebody, you're gonna feel disheartened, you're not gonna want to improve. I mean, okay, that's for some people, but not everybody. But for me, let's bring up the example. Early in my Smite career, I was not good at this game, bro. First time I went into Conquest, I was getting flamed outright because I didn't know anything. Okay, I was messing up starts. I was building weird items. I remember one time I actually rotated to solo lane for no reason and gave the enemy solo laner a double kill by diving under tower. Okay, I got flamed by the solo laner, and I deserved it because I should have just stayed in mid lane. But after getting flamed so many times, I was like, I need to improve so I don't get flamed. So I started looking at YouTube videos for conquest. I started learning how to build items. I started learning how to play better characters. You know, before I didn't like Scylla, and then I started liking Scylla a lot because I was, training. Okay, and I probably would have never probably improved if I had never gotten flamed or roasted by all these people for being bad. So I gotta thank the people who genuinely talk shit to me. Now, you might find it strange to be thanking the people who said horrible stuff to you, but in this case, it was needed for the necessary improvement in my gameplay. Now, I'm going to say this, and some might disagree with it, but the people who actually flame you for being bad, they're not just flaming you for being bad. Well, some are, but some, they're doing it so you can improve. It's like reverse psychology. If I bully a person for being fat, maybe 50% of the time that person's gonna be like, man, I keep getting caught fat by this one person. I'm gonna start working out and get skinny so this guy can't call me fat. Indirectly, I helped him out by being a bad person. I know it sounds strange, but you just gotta roll with it, essentially. Some of these toxic players, they actually care about you. They just want you to improve. They're not gonna be like, oh, you'll get them next time. Oh, you might have went 0-30 this match, but you can get it next time. No! They're gonna say it in the most disrespectful way possible so it can get through to you. I can't be nice to you because if I'm nice to you, you won't take it to heart. I gotta be mean to you so you can take it to heart. Some might think that's stupid. Some might agree with it. I mean, I've seen more people improve by them getting shit talked than more people improving by being baby. By, oh, you can do it. You give you this participation medal. Man, fuck that participation medal. Get out there and start training. All you gotta know is that you can help somebody by being toxic. You're indirectly giving them the boost they need to improve. On to the next point as to why I love toxicity. It's entertaining. I mean, no matter the online game, I mean, you've seen some toxic moments from some games. You've looked up toxic moments on YouTube. You've looked up Dark Souls hate mail videos. You've looked up a bunch of low tier god videos, okay? This is all entertainment, okay? You're telling me that you think gaming would be more fun if everybody was just, oh, nice, oh, GG, oh, you did good, oh, you'll get them next time. No, that would be boring. That would be boring. And I don't care if you disagree with that. It's true. We have to have that chaotic person in there to mix it up. We gotta have that guy who's toxic for no reason to make it more fun. I mean, take a look back. I mean, if you were playing Call of Duty, it doesn't even matter what Call of Duty game you were playing because they were all toxic. I mean, look back when you were in lobby chat or in game chat and people were arguing for no reason and you were just in between it. Okay, this guy's calling this dude the N-word. This guy's calling him the F-word. Okay, they're hurling insults back and forth. You're hearing some unique insults you never heard. Okay, oh, I'm gonna have sex with your mother. But then this guy doubles back and says, oh, I'm gonna have sex with your father. You're taken aback. Because no one says that. It's always the mothers. Nobody goes after the fathers, okay? You're taken aback by that. You're flabbergasted. You don't know what to say. And all you can really do is just sit there and laugh about it because it's genuinely funny. The toxicity is funny. Imagine Call of Duty without all the toxicity. it would not be as memorable as it is today. And I will stand on that till the day I die. Like this toxicity stuff, this is like going to a comedy club or a comedy show. You just sit back with your microphone on. You sit there and hear these two players arguing amongst each other. Now you can even hear the whole lobby argue amongst each other. You don't even got to be involved. You can just sit there and play the game and have a good laugh. Okay. Then you turn the game off, turn it back on the next day, and hear more toxicity and have a good laugh. Okay. I'm just gonna say that gaming would be a lot less fun if it wasn't for all the toxic players. So I'm just gonna give a thank you to all the toxic players who contributed into making gaming more fun than it already is. Okay, salute to you guys. Well, I'm saluting to myself too because I'm a part of that crowd. But and now I'm gonna get into the final point of this video, and that being satisfaction. Now you're probably like, isn't satisfaction and entertainment in the same thing? No, I'm talking about satisfaction from killing or defeating toxic players. Now let me tell you a story. This is Dark Souls 1. Okay, I'm doing invasions in pretty sure it was the forest. I get into this match, this is these two players, they gank me, I die. I go back, they gank me again, I die. I get sent a message from one of those people, okay? They call me trash. You know what? I'm like, screw that. I'm finna kill these two players, okay? I go back into the world. Long story short, I kill both of them. I get sent some hate mail after killing both of them. And that hate mail was the most satisfying thing ever, okay? Let's look at another example. You're in a Call of Duty match. Let's say you're playing Search and Destroy in Black Ops 2. You lose the match. One player on your team was flaming you because you were underperforming. Okay, you remember that gamer tag. Next match, they're on the opposite team. And you fucking sweep their team. And then you get to talk shit to that person who talks shit to you in the in-lobby chat. Okay, that is satisfying. Let's look at another example. Let's say Smite. Now, when you play Smite for a while, you'll start to recognize names of people, especially in lower end Xbox lobbies. You'll start to recognize people a lot. And, maybe you'll recognize that one person. Let's say he laugh spammed you, right? Let's say he sent you a message. He called you trash, la, la, la. Let's say he's on the enemy team. You recognize his name. You end up winning the match, and you make him go negative. You got more kills on him than he did you. Let's say you went 8-0, and he went 0-13. You, by then, have the right to talk shit back to him. Okay, you have the right to laugh spam him whenever you see him again. You have the right to message him and call him trash. Okay, stand on business and show players why they shouldn't mess with you. And just think about it. All those hate mail videos, all those videos of toxicity, guess what? They really wouldn't exist if there weren't toxic players to help add on to that. And the final thing I'll say at the end of this video is, to all those people who say that toxicity should be, getting rid of or monitored so people don't say stuff like that. Why are you trying to make gaming less fun? And I know that's going to sound just like, oh, he's toxic. He just wants to be toxic. He wants an excuse to be toxic. I'm not as toxic as I used to be, okay? I used to be a lot more toxic back then, but as I got older, I started to realize that maybe some of the stuff I'm saying isn't that right, but I can still turn up whenever, okay? I really only get toxic if it's given to me first. If you come at me, I'ma come at you. No diddy.